Same design as before. Air tank to hold the NG. There's probably some air in there. No, there's nothing in there really. The instead of having the air pumped through the rear tank into the air tank, then out of the air tank and back into it and pushing out water, I've decided to have a separate coil pump air directly into the tank from a larger pump I have now. Right now we'll be calculating fill rate, so I'm just going to find out how long it takes this pump to fill about 1.5 gallons. And I'm going to current restrict that guy so he's running pretty low. So he's going to be running under strain. And I'm going to see how long it takes him to do it. It can run up to 120 psi. So that would typically be, what is that, like 120 psi is about 80 meters? Or am I thinking 80 feet? Either way, doesn't matter. Oh no, 1.4, so about 80 meters, yeah. Anyways, let's get this guy started up. There we go. There we go. Now you see the water or air moving up this tank, or up the valve. There's a couple of droplets in there, so it makes it easier to visualize. Again, this is just going straight into the bottom tank here. The NG there, again, is stored by displacing the water that's in there. So the air is coming in, the water is being pushed down. As the water is pushed out of the tank, it has now stored energy. Now, to gather this energy back, you can do it in many ways. You could, well, the method I'll be using here is simply to let the air out through this main tank, let the water pressure push up that air, let the air go around and pressurize a rear tank, which is actually filled with water. The air will push down the water through the main tube, or the secondary tank tube. The secondary tank tube goes back to the main tank, and then we'll see water flow right up there. Again, that only happens after I open the this valve. Gotta put this guy back on. 1 second. There we go. It took me like a couple of seconds. Hopefully it won't slip off while I'm doing this demonstration. Again, fairly simple idea, fairly simple concept. There we go. That was about what, 1 minute 10 seconds for on time. We'll call that 1 minute 20 seconds because it took me a few seconds to put that headpiece back on. You saw the water going there. Oh, excuse me. Got some water on the camera lens. Okay, so that was a fill for the main tank. Let's see how much water I can get back from that. Oh, burst out. Give me a second. Let me pause this. Okay, so I reattached the secondary hose and I'll be running the air out. There we go. You actually probably heard the rear tank fill with that. Alright. Are we getting some backflow yet? Not quite yet. How far up is this going? The pressure in there's not, well, we have a leak in the secondary tank. Alright, let's do a quick run of that again, sorry. I have the hose just about water level there. So just above it. So it does need a little bit of water pressure to go up the hose. I'm not sure if you can see the end of the bubble there. Now I let it go. There we go. Now we get some current. Now we get some water flow. Stop. Stops almost immediately. There's some, residual pressure in there. I press it again. And we get water flow again. Now really I'm only getting probably, maybe 1 psi here, maybe 2 psi. No, definitely not 2 psi. Maybe close to 1 psi. 2 psi would be over a meter deep. So I wouldn't even say half a psi here. Oh, yeah, you see the water flowing through the back tube. Again, let's let go. It stops. I press it. It goes again. Now again, this isn't infinite energy. It's just going to store energy. That's it. There's no overunion, none of that BS here. You store your energy in a tank. The amount of energy stored in your tank is measured by 2 things: the cubed meters of water you're displacing, and the depth they're at. That's literally it. That'll tell you how many kilowatt seconds you have. So the amount of water you displaced in cubic meters times the depth. Your PSI, so the pressure you can get can be quite high. It can be ridiculously high. If you go to the bottom of say Lake Superior, that's 400 meters. 1.4, so that's 600 psi, 550 psi. That's fairly good. If you do it in a river like the Hudson River, which is what, 200 feet, that's 60 meters, that's 90 psi, 80, 90 psi. That's decent. But again, the amount of energy, simply calculated, 1 kilowatt second for every cubic meter of water displaced, and for every meter it is underwater. So it doesn't have to displace all the water from top to bottom. This has to displace 1 cubic meter at the bottom. That's it. Okay, guys. I had to, I guess, make a video of my minor change or a minor increase since I saw the new Murray video. And yeah, I thank him for shouting me out. Yeah, I guess that's literally it. It just I guess I would call this, a underwater pressure energy storage. Again, if you there are other designs similar to this, but I've seen none like this. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you've seen anything like this in your search, and take care.